Class 12th, Subject Physics, 13th chapter, AC Circuits. From this chapter, let us see what are the phasors. A rotating factor that represents a quantity varying sinusoidally with time is called as a phasor. A rotating factor that represents a quantity varying sinusoidally with time is called as phasor, and the diagram representing the phasor is called as the phasor diagram. So in this diagram, this vector drawn from O will now rotate from x-axis towards y-axis, and therefore this vector will represent phasor. And as that phasor is present here in the xy plane, that's why this diagram will be now called as phasor diagram. The phasor for alternating EMF and the alternating current. If you consider the phasors for alternating current as well as alternating EMF, then they are inclined to the horizontal axis at an angle of omega t or omega t plus alpha. For EMF, if it is angle is omega t, for current it will be omega t plus alpha, and therefore this vector will rotate in anti-clockwise direction with angular frequency omega. Now the length of this phasor, that is length of this arrow, will represent the maximum value of that quantity, that is either EMF or current. So length of this arrow will represent the maximum value, that is peak value of EMF or current. Similarly, if any perpendicular is drawn from the peak value, that is from the end of this phasor on y-axis or on x-axis, that will be called as the projection. So the projection of that vector or phasor on fixed axis will give us the instantaneous value of alternating current or alternating EMF. So if you draw any perpendicular from the peak value of that quantity, then it will give rise to the alternating EMF or alternating current. Then if there will be two forms, one will be sine form and second will be cosine form. So in case of sine form, if you consider the phasor diagram here, then we have drawn the projection of this I0 on vertical axis, that is y-axis, and therefore we can say that in sine form the projection is taken on y-axis, while in case of cosine form the projection is taken on x-axis. And therefore in case of sine form, when the projection is taken on y-axis, that is vertical axis, at that time this portion will represent the instantaneous current, that is I0 sine omega t. I0 sine omega t. So as this side will be parallel to this side, and therefore we have considered here sine, and therefore it is I0 sine omega t. So it will represent the instantaneous value of current, that is I0 sine omega t. Similarly, in cosine form, this portion, when this projection is drawn on the x-axis, at that time this portion on the horizontal axis will represent I0 cos omega t, that is again it is instantaneous value of current, that is I0 cos omega t, but it is in cosine form and previous is in sine form. And therefore we can say that if you combine the sine form and cosine form, then I0 sine omega t will be along y-axis and I0 cos omega t will be along x-axis. That means it is similar to that of the resolution of a vector into its two perpendicular components. So this phasor or this vector will be resolved into two perpendicular components, that is I0 sin omega t and I0 cos omega t. So in this way, for sine form, this figure will represent the phasor diagram. For cosine form, this figure will represent the phasor diagram. Now let us see the next point, that is AC voltage applied to a resistor. AC voltage applied to a resistor, that means we have to consider here purely resistive circuit, and therefore consider a resistor of resistance R. So this is the resistance R, which is connected to an AC EMF E. So this symbol into that circle will represent that it is the AC supply, it is the AC EMF, and therefore when a resistor of resistance R is connected to an AC source of EMF with its instantaneous value of EMF E. So if E is the instantaneous value of this source of EMF, at that time when this circuit is completed, the current I will be set up, that is instantaneous current will be passing through this circuit, and therefore the instantaneous EMF of that source of EMF E is given as E is equal to E0 sin omega t, equation number 1. So here it is the instantaneous EMF E equal to E0 sin omega t. Now if this E represents the potential drop across this resistance R, then we can apply Ohm's law here, and therefore according to Ohm's law we can write that EMF drop E is equal to, that is potential drop E is equal to IR, equation number 2. Now the instantaneous EMF will be equal to the instantaneous value of potential drop across resistance R. So in case of this purely resistive circuit, the instantaneous EMF will be equal to instantaneous value of potential drop across that resistance R, and therefore from equations 1 and 2 we can write, from equations 1 and 2, IR is equal to E, that is IR equal to E, and that will be equal to E0 sin omega t, and therefore we can write IR equal to E equal to E0 sin omega t. From this I will be calculated as E upon R, or E0 sin omega t upon R, and therefore we can write I is equal to E by R equal to E0 sin omega t upon R. Now from this we can write current I is equal to I0 sin omega t, where I0 will be equal to E0 by R, that is the value I0 represents the peak value of current, because E0 is peak value of EMF. Let this equation number 3. So if you compare equation 1 and equation 3, then first equation is E is equal to E0 sin omega t for instantaneous EMF, and for third equation it is instantaneous current, that is equal to I0 sin omega t. If you compare these two equations, then from these two equations it is clear that the instantaneous EMF and instantaneous current are in the same phase. There is no any phase difference, because here phase is omega t, here phase is omega t, and therefore there is no phase difference or between the EMF and the current. The phase difference is equal to 0. Now if you consider this I is equal to I0 sin omega t, from this if you compare the I0 is equal to E0 upon R with Ohm's law, then we can conclude that the behavior of resistance R in AC and DC circuits will be the same. Now for a resistor, there is zero phase difference between the instantaneous alternating current and instantaneous alternating EMF from equation 1 and 3. That is, they are in same phase. That is, EMF and current will be in same phase in case of the purely resistive circuit, and therefore the EMF and current will reach, as EMF and current are in same phase, therefore EMF and current will reach to zero, minimum value as well as maximum value at the same time, and therefore this will be graphically shown with the help of this diagram. Here the variation of EMF and current against omega t is plotted. This continuous line, that is continuous curve, will represent variation of instantaneous EMF, and this dotted curve will represent the variation of instantaneous current against omega t. Now from 0 to pi, half cycle will be completed. From pi to 2 pi, next half cycle will be completed like this, and therefore from this graph it is clear that the similar shapes will be possessed by EMF and current. The variations are also similar, and therefore when EMF is equal to 0 here, the current is also 0. When EMF reaches to its maximum value, current also reaches to its maximum value. Again it will become 0, that is EMF and current both will be equal to 0. Similarly, when the EMF reaches to its minimum value, that is on negative side, at that time current will also become minimum at the same time, and therefore this variation will go on simultaneously in case of EMF as well as current. And now let us see the phasor diagram. The phasor diagram for this purely resistive circuit. So the phasor diagram for resistive circuit is as shown. So in AC circuit, we know that containing only resistance are the current and EMF are in the same phase. So if you consider current and EMF, both are in the same phase. That is, the variations will be simultaneous variation, and hence both phasors for current as well as EMF are in the same direction, making an angle of omega t with the horizontal axis. So as current and EMF are in the same phase, therefore their phasors are shown along the same direction, that is in the same direction and along the same line, and therefore this portion of the graph from O onwards up to I0 will represent the phasor for current, and from O to E0 this will represent the phasor for EMF. So both these phasors are directed in the same direction along the same path, and they are making same angle omega t with the OX axis, that is they are in the same phase. Now here in this case, their projections on vertical axis will give us instantaneous value of EMF and current. So here we have drawn for simplicity the projections for phasor for current as well as phasor for EMF, and these two projections are on the vertical axis, and therefore this E will represent the instantaneous value of EMF and I will represent the instantaneous value of current. So if you consider this portion of the graph from O to I, it will represent I0 sin omega t, that is instantaneous value of current in the form of sine. Similarly from O to E, that is this portion, it will represent E0 sin omega t, that is instantaneous value of EMF in sine form. Similarly, we can show in cosine form by drawing the projections or perpendiculars on OX axis, and therefore this portion will represent I0 cos omega t, this portion will represent E0 cos omega t, and therefore this portion will represent again instantaneous value of current but in cosine form, and this portion will represent the instantaneous value of EMF in cosine form. So on vertical axis we will get instantaneous values in the sine form, and on the horizontal axis we will get the instantaneous values in cosine form. So this diagram will represent the phasor diagram for purely resistive circuit.